All right, we're here to do a quick conversion. We're going to convert the 2021 Pro4 SE10 Team Associated into a long wheelbase monster truck. This is the rival MT, basically the same drivetrain. They use same suspension arms, same shock towers. The only thing that's different between the two is chassis is longer and front and rear bumper sections are different. So this is actually a pretty easy conversion. So what we're going to do is convert it over from, so this one here is an 11-inch wheelbase, 11 and an 1/8 inch wheelbase. This is 12 and 7/8, so we're gonna increase the wheelbase 1 3/4 inches longer than the rival. This should give it a lot more stability, so we can get longer distance jumps without so many flips. This is my favorite truck. I really like the way it handles, but I have been wanting to see how it does on the longer chassis. So I'm going to give you all the part numbers in the description below of front and rear bumpers. You will need to get some Monster Truck 2.8 12mm hex wheels and tires, and a body to fit. So I will list down below everything that I use to do this conversion. It's really not that many parts. Biggest cost is going to be tires. Unless you already have a monster truck, you can just steal them right off of there, which is what I'm going to do for this conversion today. Is you can see the difference. We'll line up the front tires here. You can see how much longer it's going to be in the back. That's going to extend it longer. You're going to get less wheelies, not as easy at backflips, but you will be able to get better distance. Also, the Pro4 has a problem with the body parachuting, so it doesn't really jump very big jumps well at all. But the monster trucks do because the bodies are narrower, and I'll show you that when we get the conversion done. The difference between widths of bodies anyway, and we'll go from there. So I am going to be using some used parts here and there to do this conversion, but I am going to list all part numbers that you would need if you need to buy brand new parts to convert your Pro4 to a monster truck. Okay, first thing you need to do is remove your wheels. Get your wheels and tires off. Second thing you'll do is remove the side bumper pieces. They're on here like this. Undo the screws on the bottom. These 10mm here. Pop that up. Those aren't going to be used with the monster truck body. Now that we got those off, next step is we need to remove these two screws here out of the bulkhead. And on the bottom, we have to remove these two bulkhead screws and this one straight in the bumper. Okay, now that the bumper's off, next thing we need to do is remove these two screws here to get the LED lights out, because they can be reused. This is a 1.5mm screw. Just pull off the cap, pull the light out, and unthread it from the wire routing. Okay, so next, the part you're going to need for the monster truck front bumper brace and these three pieces here, it actually comes with a lot more, is part number 25801, and it comes with the new bumper, the bumper brace, the bulkhead to bumper brace, all the screws and everything that you need to install the front bumper. You won't need anything extra. Okay, first thing we're going to do is slide in the LEDs and route the wires to the correct direction. You can see there's a little cutout here. They go this way and then back through. In the bumper kit, it comes with the appropriate ones that fit. They're different than the short course truck bumper. You reinstall your 1.5 screw. We got the lights installed. 1.5mm screw installs the lights. Route your wires through your connection, through your wire routing, keeps them out of the way. Next, we're going to install the upper bumper brace. That just slides on. You're going to reuse the same screws that you took off of the short course bumper. Turn the truck over. Install the lower bumper brace, again using the same countersunk screws from before that came out of the other bumper. Don't forget the screw that goes in the front here into the hinge pin brace. Next thing is you're going to get some M3 20mm screws. Make sure those are sitting on. They slide into the bottom holes here. Go through into the upper bumper brace and tie it all together. There you go. Front bumper's on, monster truck bumper's on. Next we need to go to the rear. It's the same thing. 2 upper screws, 2 lowers, and 1 right there. Okay, now that that's loose, we need to loosen up this screw to get the rear LEDs out. There's these little 1.5 screws back here. Next thing is the wheelie bar for the rear. It may come pre-assembled in the pictures. I'm borrowing this from my mt10. It may come pre-assembled, but it does come with all the screws, parts, everything that you need. So all you need to do is order 25837 to get the rear section, and you can see it just has the bigger screws on the side, big one in the back. So this one here, first thing you want to do is install your LEDs, slide them into the hole, cinch down that screw. Okay, after you get your lights installed back into there, you're going to want to remove these 2 upper screws. You're going to replace them with 16mm screws. Also want to remove the 2 hinge pin brace screws. So you're going to want to put a screw back in the center one, like this. And remove the 2 outers. Okay, now that you got those 4 screws removed, you're gonna put a 20mm in the upper part of the wheelie bar first. Flip it over. Gonna reinstall the same bottom screws. Okay, we got these 2 screws in. We installed the 2 screws that way. I believe they're 14mm. Then we're going to put the wheelie bar bolt in. You can see it's adjustable, so we put the wheelie bar bolt in. You can adjust it up and down, you know, wherever you want, but this is the factory height. Okay, we routed the wires back in. We just put a zip tie onto the shock tower here, keep them out of the way. Next thing you need to do is change your gearing. You don't want to run the same 15-tooth pinion gear with the big monster truck tires. I'm going with a 13. Factory is a 12. I don't have a 12, or I'd probably go with that, but I'm going to try a 13. and check the motor temps. Make sure you take the time to set your gear mesh correctly. Front and rear bumpers on, the lights routed, we have the gear changed. So now we need to install tires. Got the tires all mounted on. Don't forget, use thread lock. Doesn't matter if you have nylon threaded nuts or serrated nuts. Put thread lock on your wheel nuts and they'll almost never come off unless you want them to. Use blue. You don't want to get any more than just the medium. Also, don't forget to thread lock your pinion set screw. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fit on the new body. Leave that for a surprise. And there we have it. It's all done. Looks pretty cool. I can't wait to drive it. It's probably going to handle awesome. Hoping to get some big air with this thing and see what it can do. We're running the Proline Trencher 2.8 tires. I really like these tires on the 10 scale monster truck. They work really good. Body wise, you have a limited body choices out there for this sort of thing. This is a Proline Gladiator that is made to convert the slash and, you know, whatever short course truck it'll fit on, but that's what this body is made for something like this. I may need to trim the body back. They have this extra line here to trim for tire clearance, but we'll see how it is when I run it. I'm going to just trim it a little bit at a time. I don't want it too big. I still want to keep the proportions of the fender wells. It was a little tight up here on the front, fitting the bumper around it, but it turned out pretty good. Had to trim it a little short. Body posts in the front are as high as they'll go, so it sits kind of low, but I like them to sit low, keeps the weight down. You can see we had to cut out for the wheelie bar, so we had a little bit of adjustment there. So the body sits around it, doesn't slam into it. So we got that. Yeah, I think other bodies that might fit on this is any body that'll fit the arm of Big Rock. It's the right wheelbase, so I think the Big Rock body would fit, whether you get a pre-painted Big Rock or buy one and paint yourself, or there's this one. I don't know what other options there are right now for this size of wheelbase, so if you know something else, put it down in the comments. I'm going to list the part number for the tires and the part number for the body down in the description, along with the other parts that I used. Really easy conversion. If you don't have any of the parts, you don't have a body, you don't have tires, this will probably cost you anywhere from 100 to 120 bucks to convert it over completely. Most expensive is going to be your tires and wheels. Next up will be your body, and then the other parts are about $26 for the front and rear bumpers together, plus shipping. So a pretty easy conversion. Turned out pretty cool. And the good thing about this is you can easily convert it back to the short course truck. All you got to do is change the bumpers out, put the change the tires and the body out. Nothing really major. About a half hour's worth of changeover, and you can still run it as a short course truck. Don't forget to change your pinion gear. It's going to be pretty important. You don't want to overheat your electronics. You can see the size difference of the tires. Not only is it just a little bit of height, but just the overall mass of the tire is a lot more, puts a lot more strain on the drivetrain, so you don't want to damage your motor or ESC. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.